Then Coach Chun hit you up. You hit Coach Chun up.
I was here on the unofficial, official slash unofficial. My friend.
Who your friend? What's up, live? We back again playing, man. You already know.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this Dino.
You know I gotta do it. Oh, they leaving me open. Bro, give me that rock. Bam! Give me the rock. They, oh, I'm open. They blitzing. They blitzing. Give me the rock. What? Bitch and ooh. Bro, I'm finna chew the coach out real talk. Cause like, boy. But y'all seen that. I was open the whole time. Nigga, I'm talking about hit him with that boo stick, nigga. But nigga don't be playing on this hoe real talk. Like. Alright, bet. Today it. Yo, yo. Yo, Mahomes. Yo, Mahomes. We big dog over here. Oh, yeah, he don't even know he about to get cooked. Touchdown. Let's go. Play with us like that. Okay. Okay. Lamborghini Mercy. Hey, everybody get your blocks, bro. Nigga, how the fuck? Get the fuck out the hole, man. Get the fuck out the hole. Nigga, I could have broke. Nigga, I'm talking about I could have broke, like. Nigga just I got stopped up in the hole, fam. Let's go. We lift weights. Whoa, you might as well put me at running back, coach. You might as well put me at running back. Coach. Hey, boy, you better leave my dude alone. Man, I'm RB1. I'll take that. I'm RB1, boy. I'm the running back in this joint. I'm the running back in this joint. We lift weights.
Completely destroy the grazing and turn it into.
I'm gonna run away from him.
What do we need to do? Shoot. You gotta shoot.
Live. Wait.
So we're heading camp. I'm gonna make sure my boat is all sighted in, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna go for a little walk. See if we can't find one.
Come on, 50 something. Come on, 50 something. Oh.
Yesterday's action is a huge part of what we do out here on the ranch. And we've got 3,000 acres that we take care of. And we have several of these cornfields. In South Florida, we don't have like agriculture fields. And if the palmetto berries aren't right, and if the acorns aren't dropping, the deer, the hogs, and the turkeys really have to look high and low for food. The problem is, the hogs just suck up all the food.
I ain't got nothing to say about that. I ain't got nothing to say about that. That's just man being man. But you know what we gonna do? We gonna run up that score regardless. We gonna watch this run. We finna get more. Oh. Man, you might as well call me. You might as well call me Bo Jackson, boy. I'm Bo Jackson, boy. You see how I'm doing that, boy? You seeing how I'm doing? Oh yeah, he wanna switch to this side. He wanna switch to that side. He wanna switch to that side. I'm Bo Jackson. Okay. I gotta get all these yards back. Okay, I gotta get all these yards back. I gotta get all these yards back. Ah. Ah! Who? 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 I'm him. Hey, Joe, you gonna watch these, boy? You gonna watch this game, boy? You gonna know that I'm him. You gonna know that.
So he sort of came on this way, and it looked like he was trying to face off to us.
It's too easy. It's too easy. Everybody else, how I do it, I just be like, it's too easy. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta scarf one of these, bro. I gotta score, like, that's mandatory. Like, I got to, like, that is like mandatory. Bitch, your ass back in that line. You turn your ass around. Foot wrong, shot it. I thought I was still up. I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was still up. Hey, I need Nico Harmon to run this jump, boy. That boy fat than a jump. That boy fat than a mud. Oh, I got Coach. Coach, go. No, I got Coach. Coach, my lineman need to move their feet. Hey, what is it?
Hey guys, so for those of you who don't know, this is my little black mountain bird named Maverick.
All right.
Now, say hey to everybody. Hey, yeah. Say hey, like and subscribe. Get more of the channel. Hang out with us. You ready? Now, he's already smelling. He's already smelling. Hey, what does every Maverick mean? We need to be serious. Plan on that. It's very important when you're training a dog. Mavericks are very slow, methodical training. Let him do his
Let's
thing.
go!
Don't stay too close to him. Just let him work.
Ooh. I ain't gonna lie, coach. I need to run that just sweet, coach. I gotta score. I gotta score, man. Cha-cha hit. Yeah. Nigga, what the fuck?
That's a good move. Yeah, good ball. Yeah, you got it. You just gotta start working to let me know you found him. So, Maverick obviously found the hog and was with him for a while. No, don't do that. And found him and was with him for a while. Well, when I started calling, he came running really fast, like he was super happy. And that's always an indication that a trail dog's found what it's looking for. That's a good boy. Yeah.
Oh man, no. Oh man, no.
He looked like a perfect
Oh man, no.
touch high. I can't believe the hog went as far as he went. What a big old stellar bull hog. Out here on the ranch, spot and stalk. We got Maverick and Goose. This is the first time Goose has ever been in the woods. And he's a little overwhelmed right now. He doesn't know exactly what to think. But Maverick, this is what I love to do. So I'm going to do a whole unlisted video showing you a new technique that I learned. I actually learned it on accident while at Home Depot. But we're going to go back to house, show you a new technique, really cool tool. Let's clean this off and make something awesome. Alright, y'all. Well, we took that big boar hog and turned him into a pile of meat. Most of it's on ice. But these ribs, they're going to become something delicious. Freezer meat is all about celebrating meat. And every single piece of meat that's ever been eaten had to be harvested, cleaned, processed, and then, well, pretty much cooked. Now, where did I put my knife? That's an interesting question. That one? Oh, there. Yeah. So, now what I'm going to do is come right here, and each one of these ribs, we're going to cut each rib off just like that. I know you've probably never seen that done before like that, but there's a reason why I'm doing it. It's going to be awesome. Boom. Now let me show you what we got. We got a bunch of individual ribs. You see that little piece of a hair anywhere? Pick it out. Nothing is uniform. Nothing is perfect. Best seasoning in the world right there. Everglades seasoning. That's the original. And we're just going to season these rascals up just like that. Come in here with some black pepper. The black pepper is really going to add some nice flavor to this. Dance around in here. Let them do the chimichanga.
Not one, but two, but three dudes I got. I caught over.
Smoke this hot.
Coach, like, why did you do it, son? How did you do it? I said, I don't know, coach. I don't know. God. God.
Ready to go. Now, while our ribs are in there smoking, they've been in there for about a half hour. We're going to start bacon.
Coach, like, yeah, Harvey, don't call that play no more. Yeah, but we gonna do it anyway. Cause my home listen to me.
I'm not after the meat. I'm after the grease. Solely grease. Y'all are wondering what 3 pounds of bacon in one pan looks like? You don't have to wonder anymore. That's what it looks like.
I'm gonna get one of these, man.
Strain off all that oil. Look at that. help rid any of the rituals. We can throw them all in here. We call this the love machine.
Hey Jojo.
You got smoke.
Say what's up to the live, man. Say what's up to the cam. Say what's up to the people, man.
That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna finish them off with this letter. Just follow me.
Boy, you, hey. Look, this how you do that shell back. Look. Oh.
Jake, what you thinking, man?
Everything is just what it is, bro.
Now, stay there just a few minutes. Fall in love.
Falling in love now.
Jake and him.
It is now.
The passing and the glasses make him like the cutest little boy I've ever seen.
Cause I'm so sweet.
That's probably what Joe Burrow was like when he was really young. Most people think you're gonna kill a hole, you gotta hang him and age him and this, that, and the other to make him tender. We literally cleaned that rascal, separated them ribs, threw them on the smoker, finished them in bacon grease, and put them on that plate right there. Now, let's see what y'all think. I think she just smelled the bacon grease. Good? Henry's devouring it. And first time you've ever eaten wild boar, what did you think of the flavor?
It tastes like home.
Was it better or worse than what you expected?
Better.
Yeah. We're going to end it with that, folks. Thanks for watching. This is Freezer Meat Friday, installment number 6, where we celebrate meat. Take something out of the freezer, have fun with it, and that's all I got to say about that. If you have a recipe that you would...
Bro, probably slap your ass. Just be good. You would beat bro up?
When you can barely smell your plug-in,
Bro, probably flush your ass. You gonna beat him up in front of his wife?
Control how much scent is released to smell first stay fresh for 50 days.
And his daughter? You a bad man.
Let's talk about UV protection for the exterior of your car. But what about the interior? In today's video, I'm going to be covering 5 different dressings for your interior that also have UV protection in them. First up, we have Top Star from Kokemi. This is an awesome product. I absolutely love using it. This is the most expensive out of the lineup, coming in at $28.99 or right around there. But when you factor in the fact that it comes in almost 34 ounces, that brings it down to only 85 cents per ounce. Fantastic product. Let's move on to the next one.
Inches.
Armor original protection.
Inches, baby.
Medium shot version.
Inches.
16 ounces. This can be found at Walmart for under $6. So phenomenal price here. The house order, this one coming in at 38 cents per ounce. From there,
I'm just saying that for the fans, helping the fans out, cause this gonna be a hell of a game. That's it, bud.
Which comes in at a price of just about 63 cents per ounce. Next up is Meguiar's Ultimate Protected. Meguiar's been around forever, a very, very well-respected and trusted brand in the automotive detailing industry, especially consumer-based products that you can literally find anywhere. Now, this 15-ounce bottle of Ultimate Protected runs about $13. I just picked it up at my local O'Reilly Auto Parts store, and I think it was a little bit more than that, but you can find it online for about $13. So $13 is what I'm saying, and that brings it to about 87 cents per ounce. And finally, we have a local product. This is something that I use every day in my professional detailing business. This is Clean and Dress from Carglass. Fantastic interior cleaner and protected in one, light cleanability, but still has some cleanability. This bottle retails for $19.99 for a 32-ounce bottle, bringing you to about 63 cents per ounce. So as far as pricing goes, Cargo Clean and Dress and 303 Protected are just about the same price per ounce. Then Armor All, obviously the cheapest here, very, very cost effective. And then we have Kokemi Top Star, if we're talking about price per ounce. And at the most expensive, the Meguiar's, but these two are very close. So right here, and then definitely the cheapest. So for our test today, I'm going to be applying all 5 of these products to a small section in my 2007 Toyota Tundra. I'll be laying them up side by side so we can really test and kind of look at the difference in depth of color change, how dark it makes the black dash of my Tundra, and then we'll also look at the sheen of it, see if it's super glossy or super matte, and all the ranges in between. Now before we get started, I want to mention, be careful when you're doing this. You don't want to apply it to a hot dash, and you want to use the right product. The hotter the panel is, the more likely you're going to get a streak, just because it's going to want to flash out and dry immediately. So just don't do it in direct sunlight or do it on a cool panel. So now let's head up to my truck and test these out. Okay, so now in order to test these dressings and UV protectants, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dash of my 2007 Toyota Tundra with over 320,000 miles on it now. But I'm just going to clean up this area. I'm just going to take some green stars from Coke Candy. I have it mixed down into my little foaming bottle. I have the whole video on how to make this stuff. I'll link down in the description for you. Take that along with a scrub ninja from Auto Fiber. Just going to apply a couple little pumps of the ball and just wipe out this whole area just to get it cleaned up so it get good adhesion. So I'm done with that. It's going to take a little bit of a damp cloth here, and now I'm just going to wipe that out. Look at that, guys. Super good. It's actually way bigger than I thought. Anyways, go ahead and flash that out. There we go. And now if we look, we're actually a little bit lower here than we are over there for sure. We want to take a video of it close so you guys can see that. Again, this side is still dirty, but you can see the sheen of it there versus here. I don't know if that's coming up on camera, but it's definitely flatter here now than it is over there. So I'm going to go ahead and tape off the section. We're going to do 5 strips. We're going to be testing out those 5 different products, and then we will just let them sit. We'll see what the application processes of them are. We'll see if they streak one during application, and then we'll also check kind of the color differences. Because personally, I don't like it really high sheen. I like it very, very matte. I don't want it to make it look like a used car. I want to make it look like a new car, right? So I don't want to just add a bunch of shiny protection to it. I want to add cell protection that's going to absolutely saturate the area, give good consistent coverage, and also give me UV protection. Okay, guys, I've got it taped off into 5 pretty equal sections, as close as I can do. I'm just going to run it right first. First one here, we're going to do KC. We're going to do Coke Hemi. Next one we'll do Armor All. Then we'll use 303, McGuire's, and then the Cargo products. And again, guys, Cargo is what I use. I buy this in bulk. This is what I use in my business. I love it. But I want to compare it to some of the others, right? Obviously, Top Star from Coke Candy is a fantastic choice. 303 has been around forever. That's a go-to for most people. McGuire is a good product. And then Armor All is definitely the one that your dad's going to pick, right? If you're a local auto shop, this is what he's going to go for. The Armor All has been around forever, so that's going to be the choice there in most cases. But there's controversy of some people saying that whatever this mixture was way back in the day was caused dashes to crack. I do not know if that's true. It was true. I'm sure this is a refined product because this has been around forever. If that was the case, they would be around, right? But I do want to bring that up just again, I've heard that. I've never experienced it personally, but I have heard it. Okay, I have some favorite applicators. These are from Auto Fiber. They're cool because they have a little plastic sleeve behind here, so the chemical is not going to penetrate all the way through to the other side. So I'll be able to use one side for one chemical, and then the other side for the other. I will also be using a brand new microfiber towel to buff off each of these so there's no cross-contamination. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, Coke Candy. So I'm just going to apply it here. Again, guys, this is the only one that comes without a sprayer. But again, for me, I don't mind that at all because I'm not spraying these directly on the panel anyway. I'm always applying by some sort of applicator. So here we go. Apply super, super even, super, super nice. Again, we're only doing small sections here, and I put on more product than I needed to here, for sure. But first of all, it smells good. Sort of a tropical scent to it. So I'm just going to kind of wipe it in and then leave it to dry. That's how they say to use it. They say to leave to dry. My initial impression, what I want to do is buff it out, and that will probably leave a more of a matte finish. But they do say to let it dry. So we're just going to do that, and then we'll see. There is anti-static properties in this product again, so you're not going to have any the dust isn't running out of clean to it, which is awesome. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
No! And then wipe up as needed.
No!
So there's the application of the Coke Candy Top Star. I think it's pretty icy right now. I mean, it's actually not super icy, just starts up like that, which looks good. But again, you can't nice.
Fine.
There's not a lot of streaking or anything in it, so that looks really good. So we're just gonna let it sit, and then I'll wipe it up later if I need to. Okay, guys, now I'm going. I'm the #1 fan of Advanced Auto Parts. You got this, Carlos! Thanks, man. This is how we advance.
All right, we gonna bounce back.
Now I'm going to move over the applicator pad. Using the Marlboro original protectant. They come in different shades, so you can get
4 girls.
medium
Just check my
and
highlighter.
then there was a high shot
Yeah.
on the local store that I went to, so I got the medium.
Let me see.
Flip this over to on. Again, taking the other side of the applicator pad and spraying
Oh.
the product directly on there. So this product isn't spreading quite as easily, for sure. It's definitely kind of a thicker consistency, almost a little bit, not a gel by any means, but it feels a little more like a gel than the top starter. The top starter is a nice liquid base, whereas this Armor All just again, feels a little bit more like a gel. Alright, so there we are. We're applying it all evenly, and then they actually take to wipe off immediately. So we'll just go ahead and buff it out a little bit. There we go. That gives a nice, consistent finish. Actually, really, really nice. There we go. So let me go ahead and grab my camera again and show you guys that one. Okay, so as you can see, it looks good. Again, the Koken's, I would say a little streaky here.
I wiped his nose. We wiping his nose. He need to clean it. I'm wiping his nose. I'm wiping his nose. I'm tough on his hoe. I'm tough on that hoe. She got a control. She got a deep throat.
Just to kind of see. Let's see how it plays out.
Alright, they want to try to stay in the game with me like on some weird shit. Some mean shit. They really not supposed to be in the game with us, to be honest. That's just how I'm coming. I lost him. I lost him in that sauce. I lost him in that sauce.
There we go. Okay, moving on to the next one, which will be the aerospace 303. I'm going to take the pad that I was using, toss it to the side, and get a brand new pad. I'm using the blue side, shake it up. And now one difference between this product and the other ones is this one does take applied to a clean surface. So this
Yo, bitch. Yo, bitch. Yo, bitch.
So, really nice. You want to apply it as much as you can to a clean surface. And this one actually says the spray surface will probably completely wipe dry. So a clean dry towel can be applied using a microfiber applicator or towel. If streaking occurs, too much product to use a wet towel to remove excess energy.
Hey, bro, you ain't even give me a chance to. Alright. Alright, Mahomes. I'm finna fade, bro.
Vinyl, rubber, finished leather, chrome, alloy, plastic, synthetic, and micro leather, gel tech, fiberglass. Interesting.
I'm wiping it nose. I'm wiping it
Use that
nose.
on all different surfaces. Are you not being on chrome? Are you not being, on gel coats and fiberglass? But interesting. All right, so here we go. Aerospace dripping. And right away, very, very easy to spread. But I am getting streaking right away. So let me go ahead and video that for you. If you guys can see, you can see streaking in it right off the bat. So I'm going to keep rubbing it in. Okay. Give it a nice, good, even coverage all the way around. Now, they do say that streaking occurs if you use too much product, but I think that means more after you do it dry. So I'm going to grab a brand new microfiber towel right here. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe it out now. They do say you need to wipe it down right away. I will say it feels like a nice, very, very smooth, kind of saturated feel to it. It feels like it's, gliding along very, very nicely. We'll check the comparison here. And zero streaking now. Very, very nice. Slightly less sheen for sure than the Armor All. And then the Kokemi seems to be leveling out on its own and kind of losing some of the sheen, just going a little bit more matte to where I like it. So that's nice. Now, if I was applying this to the whole dash, I would apply the whole thing and then do a quick buff. Anyway, so let's go ahead and down the towel now. That's had a chance to dry anyway. Oops. And just buff that out a little bit. Next up, the Meguiar's Ultimate Protectant Long-Lasting Security Protection and Shine to last weeks and weeks for vinyl, rubber, and plastic. So, taking the other side of the applicator pad, turning the products on, you're going to spray it on the applicator pad, and it basically just says apply and wipe up excess. So that's what we're going to do. So here we go. Doesn't spread quite as easily. As far as application goes, I would say that the top start of the 303 went on the nicest, with the least amount of streaking. But 303 has streaking, but it flashed out very, very quickly. The rise, as you can see, is quite streaky, actually. So let me just try and get a nice consistent finish here. These pads are great because they fit right in the little section that I laid out here. Okay, it seems like it's kind of keeps moving the product around. So I'm going to go ahead and take a brand new microfiber again and buff off this. Just a light buff, guys. Again, very, very, very light touch. Just enough to kind of buff it out and make it all consistent. And look at the final finish on that.
Wait, JoJo, who is this?
Yes, looking fantastic. I mean, they're all looking very, very similar, to be honest, right now. We'll see once we take the tape off.
What is this?
The last one we're using is the Clean and Dress. Now, they actually state that it's probably dry, just air dry. So let me read this to you here. Product dries to the touch in less than a minute. If a less glossy finish is
Don't own it. Somebody own it. I like it.
and undesired surfaces spray directly onto a rag around here, which is what we're doing here. So again, we're going to
over here watching me blow these niggas out.
Shake this up, spray it on, and we'll go ahead and apply this last one right here, part of it, throw it onto the surface. And again, very, very nice coverage here. This is what I use all the time, so I'm very, very used to this one. So I'm getting a slight streak right there. It's just like it's transferring the product again. So there we go. Let's see if it will air dry on its own. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I don't ever let it air dry. I always just buff it again right afterwards. I'll apply to the whole batch, then buff. But let's go ahead and check. As you can see, that is leaving a significant more amount of depth and gloss to it. But again, it's wet because I'm letting it air dry. So we're going to give it a little bit of time, see what it does, and then I will go ahead and buff off the excess. I'm just going to go ahead and buff off the rest now. That's how I typically use it anyway, just to be fair, guys. So, and there we go. Nice, consistent, even finish. Very, very easy to use. That one smells good as well. It's got like a little bit of a cherry scent. So they all smell good actually. There's nothing that smells weird. But keep in mind, Kokemi, Armor All, 303, McGuire's, Hardwell. Let's go ahead and pull this off. Alrighty, and here are the differences from the original to the dressed areas. Now, Top Star looks fantastic. Just darkening it a little bit, but looks really nice, good, and consistent. The Armor All is definitely not as dark as the others. It looks like something's there, but not a lot. Next up was the 303, looking very consistent and dark again. I would say this is actually even looking a little more matte finish than the Top Star. Top Star has a little bit of a satin sheen to it, but I actually like it. Again, the 303 looking nice and just kind of a matte finish and good consistent coverage. Next up is the McGuire's. Looks good. I'm trying to see a difference between the two. I would say not quite as dark as the 303, but has slightly more of a sheen to it. Slightly, guys. We're talking minor differences here. But again, so far, Tom Clark's my favorite. Armor All is my least favorite. 303 looks fantastic. We just want a really, really matte finish. Again, we didn't buff that out very much, so we could have buffed that earlier and got that more of a matte finish on the Top Star. Let's see here, the McGuire's, again, looks good. And the Clean and Dress, very, very good. Clean coverage, no streaking right now, looks fantastic. Again, a little bit darker and kind of a mid, let's see here. Top Star, a little bit more of a sheen, but again, we let that flash. Clean and Dress, a little bit flatter. The McGuire is definitely not as dark as the Clean and Dress. The 303 and the Clean and Dress are very, very close. I would say almost identical, to be perfectly fair and honest. So we'll see. I'm going to leave these on the truck, and we'll go from there and see how long they last, see if they start fading out pretty quickly and all that kind of good stuff. But as of right now, I'm just going to let them be as is. I hate this edge that bled through the tape. But we're going to deal with it and put up with it so that we can get a good idea for this test. So there you have it. There's the 5 results. We're going to be testing this over time. Again, I'm going to leave those sitting there. My truck's parked outside, so constantly in the sun. So we'll see if which ones kind of degrade faster. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these update videos on these products. But right off the bat, Top Star, I love the way it went on. Super easy to spread around. No streaking when I was applying it. Really, really easy to use. And fantastic color and feel. really brought this one up. I really let it kind of penetrate into the plastic, so that may have caused that. But again, fantastic color, and obviously you can, if you want to get a more matte finish, wipe it up right away. The Armor All product. I mean, it definitely did something, right? It definitely darkened up and added a little bit of sheen to it, but not a ton. But at the value, it's hard to beat. Very, very cheap. Next up, the Aerospace 303. Fantastic product. A little bit of the streak when I applied it, but buffed out really, really nice. Again, fantastic choice there. This one is the one that's staged. You have to apply it to a clean surface, versus the other ones have a little bit of a cleaning ability in them. The wires, I'm happy with it. I like the way it looked. Didn't seem to darken as much as some of the other ones, but did a good job, absolutely. And finally, the clean and dress. Again, I'm very, very used to this product. I use it all the time, and I love it, right? I wouldn't be using it if I didn't love it. So, but I would say results-wise, these two came in very, very close in appearance to each other. The Top Star maybe was the darkest and had a little bit of satin versus those were more matte. But this one was right there. I would say the Top Star is probably I think it was the winner. If I was just going to plainly look at each one of them, I would say this one looks the best, personally. And again, different substrates. That's a hard plastic dash. Going on the soft may be a little bit different, but for me in this test, this one probably looked the best and applied very, very easily. My least favorite would be the Armor All, but again, at that price point, it's really hard to beat. So just, I wanted to give you guys options. Top Star and the Clean and Dress, I do have available for sale on my personal site, but I'll also link them on Amazon if there's an Amazon link. 303, hard to go wrong with, guys. This stuff's been around forever. Tons of people love it. Again, and the glass parts are all, top notch. So, but like I said, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the update of these. And that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.
Facing expensive vitamin C creams with dull results? Olay brightens it up with Olay Vitamin C. Gives you 2 times brighter skin. Hydrates better than the $400 cream. Olay. Face anything.
I'm not posting a I feel stupid. Oh my god, Mom, you gotta
Keeping my eyes on the road, staying off the driveways.
drive-bys in most states sitting for avoiding mayhem. Like,
What after I'm right, go to the sports center.
Bro, my nigga Jordan just got Sam Houston. My nigga Jordan just got Sam Houston. Huh? Nah, he played for Yates. My nigga just got my nigga lit. Let's go, dude. That nigga play, nigga Billion Four play tight end and shit.
He got Sam Houston.
Yeah. That shit live as fuck. Bro, look just like me when I was when I was getting all the O's. I had TV. That was my first O, and then I had some more. MSU. Shit. Some more.
Whatever God want me to go through, let's do it. Do a chin up, chest out. My head drop for a minute, come on, and then I'm cooking on. That's all. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever God want me to go through, let's do it. Whatever God want me to go through, let's do it. Do a chin up, chest out.
CarMax is reimagining car buying for you, so you can buy online or on the lot. All with an unmatched 30-day money-back guarantee. That's car buying reimagined. CarMax.
Hey GQ, I'm Mark Cuban, and this is how I made, saved, and spent my first million.
He's so hard
And
to pull.
flipped it into a billion. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, just a middle-class kid. My dad did upholstery on cars. My mom did odd jobs. As long as I can remember, I was hustling. I remember going to my dad while he was playing poker with his buddies and saying, Dad, I need some new sneakers. And he looked at me, he looked at my feet, and he goes, those tennis shoes you got on, they work. When you have a job, you can buy whatever you want. And one of his buddies that had to be drunk was sitting at the poker table with him. And he goes, hey, I got something you can sell. I got all these boxes of garbage bags. Why don't you sell them in the neighborhood, and then you can take the money you make and buy your sneakers. He had these boxes, and he sold them to me for $3. I sold them for $6, but it went like this. Hi, my name is Mark. Do you use garbage bags? I've got a great deal for you, and every time you need garbage bags, all you ever have to do is call me, and I'll put them in the back of my wagon, and I'll bring them right down to your house. That was my first business, the world's first, probably only, garbage bag door-to-door subscription company. As I started to get older and got into high school in particular, I realized that high school wasn't my jam, and that I wanted to learn as much as I could about business. I started taking classes at night at the University of Pittsburgh when I was 16. And then when I was 17, I dropped out of high school altogether and went to Pitt full time. That's where things really started to happen for me. I never ever thought in terms of money, okay, I need to make millions. I always thought in terms of time. Has always been my driving motivation. How can I control my own destiny? How can I control my own time? I started a company called Micro Solutions, and from there we just grew and grew and grew and ended up selling them. That's how I got my first stacks. So here's the rundown of when I sold Micro Solutions for $6 million. So $1 million went to employees, $2 million to a partner I brought in, $2 million to me. I lived like a student. The first thing I did was buy a lifetime pass on American Airlines, and I just went all around the world taking friends and partying like a rock star. Other than the air pass, I wasn't just buying shit. I was saving. I could have gone out, bought a bigger house, bought a nicer car. I didn't care. What it bought me was freedom. I never thought I was going to work again. I made a ton of money in the stock market. I was worth $20+ million. Life was good. Then one of my buddies from college, Todd Wagner, sat down with me, and this was in 1995. He was like, you know, there's this whole new thing called the internet. There's got to be a way we can use this to listen to Indiana basketball. We set up this website called AudioNet, and the next thing you know, video comes along and we turn it into a company called Broadcast.com. And so we started what turned out to be the very first streaming company. On July 18th, 1998, we went public. And we're guessing, you know, what's the stock going to open at? And I was the high. I'm thinking $33. Shit goes $62.75. All of a sudden, I'm worth $300 million plus. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh fuck, if this stock price triples, I'm a billionaire. Well, we took that company and became the biggest media portal on the internet. And Yahoo came along and made us an offer. And all of a sudden, that stock price tripled, and I was a billionaire. We sold the company to Yahoo for stock. And I had seen stocks go up, and I had seen stocks go down. And I told Todd, my partner, I told everybody who worked for us, there's a good chance, because this stock market is so highly priced that the whole thing could crash. Don't be greedy. Todd had the saying, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Don't get slaughtered. So I put together what they call a collar. And what that is, I sold some of the upside to that Yahoo stock that they gave me, and I protected myself by buying puts on the downside. 3 months later, the internet stock market quickened. It was called one of the top 10 Wall Street trades of all time, and it taught me a hell of a lesson. When you just chase dollars, it never works out well. I was worth $1 billion motherfucking dollars, and it was the most insane thing that I could ever come to realize. All I had to do was protect it and not be greedy, and I'd be set for the rest of my life. We talked about how I made and saved some money. We don't quite have $1 billion here, but let me tell you how I spent it. I told you I value time. First thing I bought, Gulfstream G5. Now, I didn't just buy it. I'm a tech guy. I go online, and I'm like looking up Gulfstream G5, email the guy, and I'm like, can I do a test flight? First time I'd ever been on a private plane. Sitting there, and I'm thinking, oh shit, this could be my plane. So I stacked up some more, and I sent him an email saying, John, $40 million, I'll buy it. Biggest online purchase in the history of the internet, still to this day, was my buying that Gulfstream G5. Why I want a plane? Because the most valuable asset you can never own is your time. And the one thing I can do is save time and get to places, and it was fucking amazing. Second purchase, I paid $285 million for the Dallas Mavericks. I went to an opening night of the 99-2000 season. First game of the year. Wasn't sold out. Energy wasn't in the building. I'm a season ticket holder, a huge Mavs fan. I look around and think, I can do a better job than this. Then I realize I can put my money where my mouth is. This is early November. By January 4th, I own the Dallas Mavericks. So when I took over the Mavs, I didn't get a big office. I didn't give a shit about an office. I didn't get a big desk. I didn't give a shit about a big desk. We had a sales bullpen. We called it the fishbowl because it was in an open office with all these windows. And we had 8, 9, whatever salesperson. I put my desk right in the middle of them. I put a phone book and a computer printout of all of our former customers. And right there next to them, I just started dialing, trying to sell the Mavericks. Ma'am, I know you've been to a Mavericks game before, but you realize now that it's less expensive to come to a Mavericks game than to take your family to McDonald's? Our tickets start at $8, and McDonald's and a Coke is more than that. Why don't you come and try us out? First game's free on me. I wanted everybody that worked with me to see that if I asked them to do it, I'll do it. Same thing I do with people in the front office, I do with players on the court. We moved into a new arena, American Airlines Center. I wanted them to, when they go to work, feel good about going to work. We put in PlayStations, we put in TV screens. Now to this day, we upgraded it so that we had aroma, because different aromas impact you more before a game when you're trying to get hype versus after the game. Light impacts you more. All these things that try to give our players an edge to help us win, but to also help us succeed. If you're running a company, if you can align your interests with those of the people you work with, things are going to work for you. And you know what's really cool about owning a team? It's not so much owning the team. There's little perks. Let's just say that you're down 1. There's 3 seconds to go in the game. Your team takes a shot for the chance to win. The ball's in the air. Everybody is holding their breath. And when that ball goes through the hoop, you see the players go running out and dogpiling on top of each other, screaming and yelling and hugging, and you see this big pile of people. Well, I own the team. I get to run out with them. No one's going to arrest me. It's my team, and that is the most amazing part of owning the team. There's not enough stacks in the universe for what that was worth to me, and that was my second big purchase. Third big purchase, I need to set an example here and take the money now, because there was a lesson in my third big purchase. So one day, one of my partners from Micro Solutions, Martin Woodall, comes up to me and he goes, there's this amazing house that's about to go into foreclosure. The guy who owned it spent 3 years building it. This was their dream house. He and his wife and his whole family spent $25 million building this house. Only lived there 8 months, and then the stock market crashed, and he had never sold a share of stock. And because of that, he had to get rid of his house. Martin called me and said, you can buy it right now, but you have to let me know today, yes or no, $12.5 million. I'd never seen the house. I saw some pictures. They'd never been there. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm a billionaire. That was my one, why the fuck not purchase. And it's an amazing house. I've raised my 3 kids there, still live there, but the lesson is large. You know, you can't ever take wealth for granted. You can't ever think it's always going to be there. If it's not, you're going to get busted. If you want to be a millionaire, you can do it. But there's a couple things you have to be able to accomplish. Rule number 1, find something you can be good at and then be great at it. Second, you have to know how to sell. Whatever it is you're good at, somebody's going to need that service, someone's going to need that, whatever it is that you're creating, but you have to be able to sell. You don't want to be in a position where you're dependent on other people. Number 3, be curious and always be learning. Because one thing that's certain about business is that it changes every single day. And then the 4th thing, when you have that knowledge, when you have that ability to sell, when you know that when you walk into a room, you know your shit better than anybody else in the room, that's when it's time to start a company. Then you can start to control your own destiny. Thanks everybody in GQ land for tuning in to see how I earned, saved, and spent my first million and then turn it into $1 billion. I'm going to see you at the home games. Be there.
If you can dream it, then break the vibes, yeah. Cause grand knows never be won. And it's the type of journey that should be fun. The life you always wanted, gotta make it true, cause you deserve it. And grand is the one for you. Grand Financial, the best thing since online banking.
Alright boys, before we get into the pod, you guys know we dropped our full scent supplement. It's literally the best, the cleanest supplements on the market. My favorite is this one right here, Immunity. Pop one of these bad boys a day. You guys know, like, we're always on the go, we're always traveling. So that's why this one's my favorite, keep the immune system strong. You can't afford to shut down. But all the stuff's are live on supplements.co. We're gonna hook you guys up with a little 15% off code right here, podcast 15. Use that code, it's gonna get you 15% off. Try them boys. If you guys can try them, we really, really like them. Give them a call.
Fixed my gap with...
Wow, look at the Jets. That might be one of the sexiest jets you've ever been in. Here, Jet? So pretty much our official pilot. Happy to have full-set pilot, right? I'm putting straight London. Yeah, I have to. This is more fun, huh? Oh my god, it's hot as shit! Back to Vegas way too early. We were just fucking here. Mark in the house. Just got the paper. I really appreciate it.
So what are you in Vegas for? The summer league? Nice. How's that?
You got all the spots you've been, you all Shark Tanked out.
You gotta get the happy dads. You gotta get the happy dads everywhere.
I know. Oh, these are all yours, only yours?
This is our shelter, happy dad.
I knew you had that.
What, a year ago now?
I know you guys can kill it.
I think we're actually, I don't know if you've seen when we do our tours with Happy Dad, like we basically shows up to the liquor stores, and it's always like crazy. We're actually gonna bring, we're gonna do it BSB with Jamie.
Oh, that's even
We're
better.
gonna bring him to one of our tours and like help promote BSB.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
How's the summer league?
Summer league, it's ups and downs. Yeah. I mean, it's cool just to see everybody, but watching other games, it's just sloppy. They're fun.
You like anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I like our guy, Jay Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Jay Harden. He's really good.
What about Chet Holmgren? He's got a lot of
He's gonna have to get stronger, but he's talented.
Yeah.
Talented. I think Shara is going to be really good right off the bat. Jabari Smith, I didn't really get to see play yet, but I mean, all these guys are talented.
Yeah.
Even if they don't like to dive in and hit it running, they're going to figure it out. They're just that good.
Any of your guys out here watching?
Yeah, we bunch of our players out here. Reggie Bullock, Blake Powell, Maxi Kleba, Josh Green, David Pinson, Christian Wood, the whole consistency.
That's it.
Yeah.
You think Vegas is ever gonna get an NBA team?
Yeah.
How do you think it'll be? With all the NHL?
If NHL gets that, I mean, it's just, if they just play the Lakers and Clippers, everybody just come back from LA and just tear it up. But yeah, those are great.
How do you go about buying a team like that?
I made a lot of motherfucking money. I mean, seriously, it's just, the prices keep on going up, but the business keeps on getting better. And it's getting to the point now where it's almost impossible for a single person just to buy one. So now you're seeing ownership groups come together to buy teams. And, and there might be 5, 10, 20 even organizations involved, but that's what it takes. It's expensive.
What's like the business model of like owning a team? Like, is it when you take a stake in a team, is it like a long-term play, or are you like cashing out like along the way?
It just depends. Like for me, it was more about winning. Just because before I liked math sucked, right? And and I've been a basketball junkie as long as I can remember. And so it was really, are you doing this as a business or are you doing it because you love basketball? And I'm truly a baller's life guy, man. Some of the best parts for me are going out before a game and getting shots up and shooting with the guys, or, it's really cool, man. And so, I put, winning over profits and always have. I mean, most of the years I've had the team I have not made money. I mean, you're a players guy, though. You have a good relationship with all the players off the court. Pretty much. I mean, I'm not close to all of them. It's like any other business. You get closer to some and others. I was hanging out with a bunch of the guys here this weekend and having fun. And it just depends. It just depends on the circumstances. DK, no.
The fuck you got going, boy? Folks just go. Hey, look over there, clutching.
But yes, obviously had some good like that night too. Yeah, where you were? Yeah, we're back to some gear for UFC fight. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, we're sure this weekend too. I love this spot. Have you ever been there in fights? Yeah, I went to actually went to Madden. What's up, my shirt? What's my shirt? That's not your shirt. That's my shirt, bro. It's not my shirt. I dropped coffee when I came here. I'm sorry. Is it an intimidation thing for him or what's going on? I have a shirt. Yeah, you might as well not wear a shirt. We're gonna start doing push-ups. No. It's not what it looks like. I still copy. What? I guess. Nothing. We just get started. Okay, cool.
No, I wanted to bring Mark on too, because the new thing you're doing with the pharmacy and the drugs, that's interesting. How does that work where you're getting like the drug prices low?
So, everybody knows somebody who's just been messed up because of the price of the drugs, right? And in this day and age, to have to choose between your rent or your food or an emergency or your medication, that's just wrong. And so, when you look at what I like to do as a business guy, as an entrepreneur, is look for industries you can disrupt. Right, and when you see something that's been done the same way all the time, that's usually a good signal that it's time to take a look. And when you look at the pharmaceutical industry, there's these things called pharmacy benefit managers, which just act as middlemen and just squeeze a little bit from everybody. And as a result, prices go up for medications and even stuff that should be low cost isn't. And so what we said was, okay, could we create a drug, I don't call it drug store, but could we create a platform where we could sell starting generics and then brand name drugs cheaper than everybody else? And if we do this outside of the traditional system, the existing system, can we be profitable and can we grow this thing so that we literally can change the game for medications? And that's what we did with costplusdrugs.com. So we buy, rather than going to these pharmacy benefit managers, we buy straight from the manufacturer. We post the price that we pay for it right on costplusdrugs.com, mark it up 15%, at $3 for shipping and handling, $5 for shipping, for $3 for pharmacy handling, $5 for shipping. So the main thing is transparency. 100%. Yeah, because if you don't know, like, if you look at the price of insulin or something, you have no idea why it costs what it costs.
Yeah, because I know that it can be a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that can be a lot cheaper. Yeah. I mean, there's drugs, like there's a chemotherapy drug, imatinib, I think it's pronounced. And if you don't have insurance and your doctor just prescribes it, and this is someone who has leukemia, it could be as high as $2,700. We sell for $54.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane, right? And they look, when you're sick, you find out you have leukemia, you go to the hospital, you go to the doctor, you're not in a shit spot as it is, and they say, okay, here's what you bring us today.
That's market up that much. Because of that. Control, right? Because big pharma has like a lot of control.
Yeah, I mean, some of these manufacturers, it's all these middlemen that just take their big, right? And then next thing you know, unless you are, a great insurance, not just good insurance, great insurance, you're paying a shitload of money for it, and there's nobody to stop them. That's why we're in the game. That's why we're out there. They really are, right? Our partners and stuff, they're already telling them, they can't stop them per se, but they can, they all have contracts. It's like, this is the way we're enforcing the contracts. And so we might not be able to deal with this one company or manufacturer today, but the minute that contract's over, they'll come and work with us.
Do you think that you doing this will make other people, other companies start to like follow suit and change their models?
Yeah, there's two parts to that, right? Why doesn't someone else do what we do?
Exactly.
Yeah, and in the past they have tried, but what ends up happening is those big pharma companies just buy them. It's like you guys, as an entrepreneur, right? Someone walks in and says, 200 million. Deal? They're going, yep. we'll take it, and
That's how
then
you control it.
then they just
that's happened in the past.
Yeah.
Really?
But my next dollar is not going to change my life, and I get a lot more enjoyment just fucking them up.
It's
right?
different.
Yeah, it's totally different. And so I've been through that side, and so that's on one side of it. So that's why people haven't done it before. And in terms of can someone else now come in and do it, it feels the same. Well, yeah, they could, but that's not a bad thing. I might not make money off of it, but at the same time, if going forward, everybody gets their medications at a price they can afford, and you don't have.
No, you're actually making change.
Changing the game. Yeah, we're changing the game. So I'm down with that.
Didn't Amazon buy pharma company?
Yeah. And PillPack, and they're doing it too. But Amazon, you have to be a member, and most people are, but their prices are just higher. Could they match it? Yeah, obviously they could even undercut us and subsidize it, but at the same time, Amazon's so big, they don't need to do that.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose money on this, because if they start subsidizing it and losing money on it, then all of a sudden that it's big. This is a big industry, right? It's not like it's just $10 million. Why mess with it? That's real money that they would lose.
So I have a question. I want to take it back.
So what you gonna do? Return this leg in relationship with cookies.
Tear what up?
Start today at www.com.
Her mother-in-law? Tearing that ass.
Okay. Because you said something earlier about identifying something and disrupting it. That's how you make moves now. Before, because you started something that was pretty groundbreaking.
Right? Yeah, we started the streaming industry.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Extremely groundbreaking.
Yeah.
You sold it, and that was your first big success. Second big success. Yeah. So I have a question for you. Do you think that people I was sorry that you kind of came from you were in Henry. Do you think it's hard for people now to reach the level of success that you have because of the saturation?
No, I think it's easier. I think it's easier. I mean, it's y'all, right? You all get out of this, get connection with people, right? Just went for it. And when other people might say, you do A, B, and C, or should do A, B, and C, you do D, E, and F, right? And find your answer. And, the only thing that can stop you is, would it work, or, was it a good idea or not? And that's the thing, you have so many tools. Like back in the day, you had to buy big computers, and, shit was more expensive. Now you get a laptop or an iPad, and you get an internet connection, and you can have any technology you want. Yeah, right. And I mean, look what we're doing now, right? We're doing this, and you're going to have it up on YouTube and streaming it, and millions of people are going to be able to get to it.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're spending millions of dollars like a TV show or a movie would have been 25 years ago, right? It's actually easier. Now, on one hand, the tools are cheaper and more accessible. The other hand, there's more competition.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd also say there's less. I mean, it seems like there's less space. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of more competition, back then you could create the streaming thing, but now it's like there's already
right. But look, again, look what you guys are doing. So we went from it was all about Instagram and Snapchat to TikTok, right? And whether teams make the most of it, like the other stuff today was then you got YouTube, right? So look at how YouTube's evolved and what you guys, how long have you guys been doing this?
The podcast? Started doing YouTube. I've been doing YouTube 10 years, 11 years almost.
How much has it changed?
So much.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, and I could take you back to 1998 when we started doing the first video podcast or internet broadcast, and a lot of it was the same stuff, right? The exact sit there, this type of stuff, and you can stream it live, and people look like a posted stream, right? But it just takes creative people who are curious to try new things that have the balls to go out and do it.
Yeah. It's funny. I see you at the top of the day.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You're doing dances? I saw you on YouTube.
I'll give it to you.
Is it on your page or is it your daughter?
Mine and my daughter. Oh, nice. Yeah.
So you're having fun with it?
Yeah, why not, man? Because if you're going to be in tech and you're going to be in marketing and you're going to know how to start a business and run a business, you got to know all the platforms. You got to know what's going to work and what's not going to work. You got to look, like we talked about YouTube, it's changed. Right, how you get paid on YouTube, how you promote, right? What works and who doesn't work, right? Who's good, who's not, who's
Man, that blend.
And and then all of a sudden somebody comes up and we're gonna roll up all these guys, right? We're gonna create a network of all this, knows how and knows that. And so you just have to be on top of it. I gotta stay on top of it. That's the only way to get ahead.
How do you identify what's next?
I just read a lot. And I'm just one of those guys that just consume the information on the internet, everything, anywhere I can get, I just try to learn those. I've always been like a knowledge geek, where it mostly tech, but it could be anything. Anything business related, technology related, marketing related, culture related. I want to like stick out. But Steve Jobs had this one quote that really stuck with me. He said everything's a remix. And if you look at the early days of the Apple product, there was this company back in the day called Xerox PARC. And Xerox came out with the first mouse-driven PC. But their marketing sucked, and they had no idea what they were doing. No one knew what they were about. Steve Jobs came in and did this little bit remix, and bam, right? All of a sudden, you got Apple and then Macintosh, and then
he made it sexy.
yeah, and then even he got fired, right? He got fired from that company, and then they had to bring him back to make it work. And so, for me, the more you learn, the more you know how to remix, and that's what this is all about. So, how do you go from YouTube, which was the first platform for video that got big, to Instagram, to Snapchat, and know, okay, do I want to be on Discover? Do I want to be on Reels? Do I want to be on TikTok? And if I do this, how's YouTube going to treat me? All the decisions you guys have got to make on a daily basis. And the fact that, like we were just talking, you created all these products and you want it to be organic. That's a business decision too. And then you have to learn by trial and error, right? You were curious about what might work. Obviously you're walking proof of what does work, right? And now you've got to be able to continue to make those decisions. Because in this business with all the margins on these products, everybody's coming at you all the time, right?
Yeah.
And they think they can do the exact same thing, but it's not that easy. But for me, it's like, that's why I try to stay ahead. Because whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's VR, whether it's crypto, whether it's metaverse, all these things may not be prime time yet. But I want to know when they will be, and I want to be out front when they are.
Have you ever made any major mistakes, any big issues?
Yeah,
where you missed the ship, you missed the boat on?
Yeah, lots of times. I mean,
what was the biggest one?
Ring. No, that's not my
Shark Tank.
A Shark Tank, no, it wasn't a miss at all.
No?
No, I still wouldn't do that to you.
Why?
So, all respect to Jamie, the guy who started it, but and same thing. Like my biggest miss probably was Uber, right? Because the guy before Travis Kalanick, I was an investor in his previous company. It was called Red Fruit. We made money and we sold it and we did good. And he brought Uber to me. It was called Uber Cab. I still got the email. But his whole thing was, he was just going to go into every municipality and just say, fuck it all, we're just going to start. And I'm like, all the taxi cab commissions are just going to sit on you, right? And you're going to have to raise hundreds of millions of dollars to do tens of millions of dollars.
Talk about it like a revolutionary idea.
No, it was amazing, right? And I thought it was, and it wasn't that I was wrong on the idea. It was just for the execution, you're going to have to raise so much money that you get diluted to next to nothing. Ring was the same way, right? It's great they sold for $1 billion.
That's the doorbell thing, right?
Yeah, more power to them. But they had to raise $400 million, and if they wouldn't buy, they wouldn't be here.
So it's high risk.
Yeah, and it's just, as an investor, you keep on getting diluted and diluted and diluted. So, you start off owning 15 or 20% of the company, then you own 1/2 of 1%.
When you're as successful as you are and you miss these, you care?
Yeah, I mean, no one wants to miss, but producers, Uber was like a layup, but, I recovered. I'm okay.
I feel like you can't get too pissed at the ones you miss if you're getting a lot of W's too. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's it, right? I mean, there's, whether it's cost plus drugs, which is like we're already, in our projections, we're 5 months in. We just launched January 19th of 2022, and where we're at today, we expect it to be 2 years from now. And we have a chance to have a lot of really impactful drugs. Well, we always knew that there was a market, right? I mean, anybody, that's out there, your mom, your dad, or your grandparents, or whoever, if you go to cost plus drugs and you put in the price you're always paying, and when you see we're 10 times less or 50% less, whatever it is, you're like, okay, and now you're getting that prescription because something's wrong, right? Because there's a health issue somewhere along the line. And whoever you share that health issue with, you're telling everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have leukemia and you need a Montap and you see somebody was paying $2,000 or $2,700, and here it is, you can't even buy it for $54. You're telling your doctor, you're telling the other doctor. Yeah, and all the people when you're sick like that, everybody gets in the same Facebook groups or whatever, Twitter groups, and they communicate with each other. And you're like, oh, let me help you out, right? Stop paying that money, or stop paying that, copay, because this is better.
It sounds like you're really trying to help people out, but to go from $2,700 to $50, You can be selling it for 150. Like,
yeah, probably you're not getting more pressure. Like, I'm surprised more people aren't being like,
are you ever
"Fuck you,
scared?
Mark."
Are you ever scared, like, fucking around in that industry? Because I feel like that's a scary industry to.
Not really scared, but I know they're gonna try to fuck with you. They already have. Like I told you before, right? They're,
Yeah.
you know, live up to the letter of your contract. You know, maybe you shouldn't do business with Cost Plus Drugs. We're already hearing those stories, but that's okay. They can fuck with me. I'm good.
Is there any like media stories coming after you or anything like that?
In which?
Like media coming
Yeah,
after you?
there's been little things like, you know, where it's like, well, this isn't all that, right, that people are making out to be. And I'm like, fine, I don't care about that. Just spell their name right. Because this is one of those things that, you know, if you make people a little bit curious, I mean, who doesn't want to pay less for their medications?
Yeah, especially if it's like a life-threatening.
I mean, it almost
right?
sounds too good to be true. It's so good.
Because that's what people say, right?
Yeah.
That's the rip on it, right? No, it's Mark Cuban, you know, he's not doing this for charity. What the fuck, right? Why is he doing this? My next dollar is not going to change my life.
Yeah.
But the ability to say, you know what did I do, right?
Yeah.
Look at all the shit, you know, that the farmer bro and all the publicity he got for that. Now just imagine turning it the other way and saving lives and making people's lives better.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't need my name on buildings, but that's why I put my name on this drug, on this company, right? It's called the Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company because I wanted people to know.
Like a legacy thing.
Yeah, and I'm serious about it. I want my kids to be proud of it. You know, that this is going to be around for a long time.
I love it.
How do people find it?
What's that?
How do people find
You just go to costplusdrugs.com. That's it.
Cost plus
You
drugs.
go to Cost Plus
Getting out there, you're just like,
word of mouth. We don't
Yeah.
spend a nickel on advertising. Not a penny.
What's the Plan B prices compared to like regular?
Is it a lot cheaper? Yeah. No, it's not. It's just our price is always the same. Our price is always the same. Cost plus 15%, $3 for handling, $5 for shipping.
He's got a custom.
And for for contraceptive and for Plan B.
What's that?
Yeah, you can order like a dozen of them, right? As long as the doctor prescribes them, it doesn't matter.
He won't need them. Don't worry about it.
So, yeah, I'm guessing that.
I need a baby mama.
He's not
We're
working.
getting a baby mama, maybe.
I have a question for you though,
Uh-huh.
like personally, and I've always wondered this. Like you're a billionaire, you got all the money, you can do anything you want in the world. Like, what do you do on your free time? Like when you could do anything.
Yeah, now it's my kids, right? My kids are 12, 15, and 18, so I'm at that spot now where like going to play one-on-one with my son is pretty cool. Just, my 18-year-old daughter's getting ready to go to college, so just getting any of her time is cool. And then my middle daughter is, is just unique, man. She's crazy, and I love hanging time. So that's really like my number one priority now. But I was here in Vegas this weekend, and there was the Encore Beach Club, and our guys were there, so I'm not above.
You were there. Behind the Chainsmokers, weren't you?
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah,
man.
just chilling.
Get after it a bit.
You know what? You guys couldn't hang, but that's okay.
I don't know about that. I don't think you want to go down that road.
Trust me. Trust me. I have a lot more experience.
Yeah. Well, what do you? So if it wasn't family, if it was not business, what do you enjoy?
You play golf?
I'm not a golfer. I hate golf, but I play pickup basketball. So like a couple times a week, I'll go play pickup basketball, go work out, go hang with my friends, whatever, chill. But now it's family and business and working out more than anything else.
What drives you? If it's not money now, is it just like winning?
Yeah,
competition.
Yeah. Business is the ultimate
I think
sport.
a lot of people too, like we're not obviously on your level, but I think people always think it's just about money too, but sometimes it's just about like achieving something.
Oh no,
Like you want to prove people wrong.
Business
too,
is
right?
the ultimate sport. I wrote this little book called The Sport of Business, and like 10 years ago. And it was only 94 pages because I wanted to keep it really, really short because I wanted people just to bang through all of my experiences.
Yeah.
And it's all about competition. Because, like I said to our players, Luke or whoever, it's just like, look, you bust your ass, you get to be one of the top 450 players in the world in the NBA, but you only play 9 months, it's a 48-minute game, and you know exactly who you're going to play. In business, like you guys know as well as anybody, you don't know who the competition is. It's 24 by 7 by 365 by forever that you're competing. You can think you're going to take a minute off, but you can't, right? And when you get to that point, like you guys are now, you dream about it, right? You wake up and you're just consumed by it all the time. Does that sound familiar?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. When you're just like, and the minute somebody says something that you think might even be a smidgen of competition, or even challenge you a little bit, you just blow up, right? It's just like, come on, but just like, if you're working out, if you want to get to that next level, if you want to get better at whatever sport, you got to outwork the next guy or the next woman. Business is 10 times harder.
Who's like some of your competition though? Like who's keeping you up at night that you're like
Nobody. Yeah, nobody now.
Warriors or
Because I
Well, what?
What?
The Warriors. I don't know.
Oh, no, that's basketball. Like, my jump range.
But like the other business moguls, like
yeah, outside of sports.
Like,
Yeah, trying to win.
Yo, are you gonna box Jeff or something? Like, what's going on here?
Nah, man, nah.
No boxing Jeff?
No.
Bezos?
Bezos?
Oh, there you go.
No, he's working out. I get,
He's looking jacked.
He's
Yeah,
looking
he's
jacked.
on your shit.
Yeah,
He gives a shit.
I didn't get nothing.
He's wearing the same size tees as you.
Yeah, this medium?
Yeah, I didn't do this on purpose. I
No,
swear.
this would be out here.
Yeah.
I get accused of wearing mediums, but for no good reason like you.
Actually,
How about Bill Gates?
No, I mean, look, those guys have earned everything.
He's not going on court for sure.
No, he's not. I'll tell you a story, though. I'll tell you a story about in Vegas back in the day about Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is way back. This used to be like the biggest trade show in the world was called Comdex. It was a technology trade show. And it was like 125,000 people there. And I started my company, I was like 26, 27. And literally, right along this. And so I just thought I was a badass, right? And so I'm hanging with these girls, and this was right when Microsoft had gone public. So one day no one knows who Bill Gates is. The next day, like, he's the king of tech and all this money and all this now. And
You had money at this time?
I was maybe worth $1 million, right? And so I'm buying these girls drinks and doing shots and everything, and they're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Literally, I think for real. And then they don't come back, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then my buddy can go, yo, do you know who Bill Gates is?
No way,
Oh, God.
Well, did the Gates rob Mark even fire you up? That should motivate you,
Well,
right?
it did motivate me, right? To go on to the next one.
Such a good story.
Yeah, but it's true, 100% true.
Was he like a cool guy back
I
then?
didn't know him that well. The only time I ever really met Bill Gates was right after I sold broadcast.com, and they invited me to give a speech at another conference. And Bill Gates was speaking right before me, and they told me when I would go on to speak. And I'm like, the only reason I'm doing this is because Bill Gates is talking right before me. And they're like, okay, whatever. So I get on there and I said, you know what? I'm excited to tell you I sold my company. And finally, after all these years, Bill Gates is my opening act. Oh, he got so pissed. I've never talked to him since.
Holy shit.
To this day. Not to this day.
Wow.
Not that I've had any reason to talk to him, right? Yeah, but that's online somewhere. He's saying that. So
Didn't you used to throw a lot of college parties back in the day?
Yeah, and after college too. So, my sophomore year in Indiana, we rented the Bloomington National Guard Armory because I had to pay for my own school, right? So I was throwing parties, doing whatever. And the Bloomington National Guard Armory held, I don't know, 1,500 people. And so this is way back when. And so we rented it and got some friends that all kick in some money, rented it and rented school buses and told all the kids at all the dorms that we were going to have free beer. And it was $10 or whatever to get in. And we just had, just school bus after school bus going back and forth.
This is how you was paying for things?
This is how I was paying for college, right? And so I did that.
Profiting off the parties?
Oh, hell yeah, I was profiting off those.
And having a good time?
And having a good time. So, like, even fast forward to Dallas, and 7 years, 8 years later, there was this part of Dallas that's called Deep Ellum. And all they had were these big empty warehouses. So my friends and I were looking for a spot to throw a real party where we could make some money. So what we would do, we found this place that stored Chuck E. Cheese characters. And it was just really crazy and insane. We cleaned it all up, rented it for $300 a month for a couple months. And we started throwing these life in a warehouse parties where we would buy these kegs and we would, when the guy would, well, first, our deal was we would print up business cards. They were pink business cards, and we would print thousands of them. We hand it to girls, and it had the time and the address and the date and all that kind of stuff. And we had white business cards where we handed to like 100 dudes. That's it, 100 business cards. And so we knew thousands of women, and it was $20 to get in. And the guys got a cup for the beer, and the girls got a $10 bottle of Frizzle-Net champagne. And every single girl that came in got one. I mean, I don't even know how many hundreds of bottles. When it was all said and done, we had collected 40 grand and made like $35,000 off of it.
You're talking about a night, a weekend?
In the night. In one single night. Yeah.
40 grand?
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, and so we did it a couple more times. Fuck yeah, profit, yeah.
God, we're taking L's.
We're
fucking spending that, unfortunately.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was, we did it right. I mean, my senior year in college, before I was even 21, I opened up, I would throw these parties too, at this one bar, and we were throwing them, and we were doing well and making a little bit of money. But then the owner said, look, of the bar we were renting, it was like, look, we're going to get kicked out. I'm not making any money. Would you buy it? And one of my buddies who had already graduated had a little bit of money. And so Evan put up the money for us to put a down payment on this bar. We redid the whole thing, renamed it Motley's Pub. And literally, I took my $2,500 in student loans. And if we had not had a line to get in the first night, there would not have been a second night. Yeah. So started to pay back my, got set up and everything. And so we opened in September 29th. And on February 12th, I'll never forget, we got busted. And so, but for those months, we were like the bar on campus, but then they shut us down. But yeah, so I've been in the bar business, the party promotion business.
What's the key to throwing the best party? Like, what's the number one thing you gotta
have one in there?
Oh, yeah. Mark knows the shit. So how do you get the one? What's the key? Like, what do you
The best part of throwing a party is, like, if you're the promoter, the best part is not the party. It's to going out there and promoting about the party. Yeah. Right? Like, we would have these little business cards, printing out pink business cards, and just going to every bar, every club, everywhere we could, and handing out the invites, introducing yourself, talking, meeting, and all that. But then just getting there, just have a decent DJ, and just a good vibe and an angle. Like, for us, didn't matter if the champagne was cheap. But if a girl thought she was going to get a free bottle of champagne that she could walk, and no glasses, by the way. They had to drink out of the bottle. There were no glasses. And so we would just have this little angle, right? And then at the end of the night, we had champagne bowling, where we took the empty kegs, and we would line all the empty bottles of champagne, and we would have bowling matches where you would just bowl the empty kegs. So we did it all.
Did you ever have like an appearance or anybody show up?
No, we didn't do any of that.
Yeah. So as far as like you have these like things making money, how did you start to identify this on a business thing? How did you start to identify like what really works? And then when you start to grow and get more, like how are you identifying what were your better ideas versus your worst ideas?
It wasn't so much that I came up with ideas. It was more like, what do I know? What am I good at? What can I do? So I was always good at sales, and then I got better and better and better at tech. Taught myself to write software. And so let me take a step back. So I went to Indiana, graduated, did some stuff, went back to Pittsburgh for a little bit, but then ended up in Dallas, living 6 guys in a 3-bedroom apartment. Got a job working at night as a bartender / bar guy, bartender. But then got a job during the day working for a software company. And I didn't really know software at the time, but I'm like, okay, I can teach myself this stuff. And so I literally just spent time teaching myself how to write software, teaching myself about all these different software programs, and got better and better and better until I got hired. And then I'm like, okay, I'm living 6 guys in a 3-bedroom apartment, sleeping on the floor, I got nothing to lose, absolutely nothing to lose. I mean, my car, the way I got my car, because my first car blew up, I'm driving down the side of the road, and I was one of these guys where there was always bill collectors chasing me, right? So I knew the whole drill. And so I saw a car just sitting, a Trans Am that looked like it was legit, sitting on the side of the road, and I told my guys, stop the car. Somebody abandoned that car, right, that Trans Am. Door was unlocked. Reached in there. There literally was the loan papers for the car sitting on the front seat. So when you get back, I'm like, this car's abandoned. I'm going to tell whoever the bank is that their car is there.
You pulled a GTA. You stole a car.
Well, I didn't steal it, right? I didn't pull a GTA. What I did was I called the bank and said, look, somebody's not making the payments on this car. They just abandoned it. If you let me take over the payments, because my credit was shit. Yeah, so then that's how I got my first car. But then, I started this company, Micro Solutions, after I got fired. And, to your point, how do I know? Like, at the beginning, I was just learning shit and just selling people that I could do this, right? Just like with this, right? You're proving the point that it works for you, right? And that you can get these people can get results, and that's what I would do, right? I would say, okay, here's the business. I understand your business. Let me write the software for you. And if it works, you pay me. If it doesn't work, you don't. And then slowly but surely, I just added another customer. That's how it goes.
What was like the first thing you coded for someone?
Oh, it was Baby Care. It was a company that sold babies' clothing to Walmart. And they needed a way to track everything and to interface with Walmart. And so I would just stay up all night, literally teaching myself how to figure all this out, reading stuff, just, okay, whatever it takes, because it was do or die. And I wrote that software program. They referred me to somebody else who referred me to someone else.
So do or die is like, you knew how much you were going to get paid if you were completing it?
Yeah. So I told them, $2 grand, $3 grand, $5 grand, $10 grand, whatever it is. But if it doesn't work, you don't pay.
So you yourself know how to code?
I taught myself, yeah.
Oh wow. You know how to, can you edit at all?
Can I what?
Edit?
Editing? No, like my video editing skills suck.
Oh, right. You ever want to learn that?
I did at one point, but it was like old shit. Like now it's it's all different. You gotta do it.
It's like a new wave.
No, for sure. Like with all the special effects and everything, and AI and all that, it's all changing.
Yeah.
But if you guys, I got a company, Synthesia.io, so you can like change stuff in multiple languages.
Oh wow. Like music skills?
That subtitle, like once you train, so if we're sitting here having a conversation and I go through this training process, so you sit in front of the camera and you say the things that they want you to say, so they get all the mouth and facial gestation or whatever. Then they can then take that and using artificial intelligence, make it look like you're speaking as a native speaker.
So we can all do that right now.
It's harder with multi-people, right? But if you did it one at a time, that's where the technology kind of is right now. But let's just say you want to do a promotion in Swedish, right? And you want to say, hey, you want to, so you can just do it. It's like $30 a month to sign up to do a basic account, and that's the type of stuff. Like
we could do like a Happy Dad commercial in like Hungarian.
Chinese, 27. We gotta do it. Yeah, we do it in 27 different languages.
Yeah, you're gonna put it. What's your idea?
No, it's not an idea. It's just the whole like AI thing, like the future of where all this stuff. So like if you like want to sell your stuff on Alibaba, right? Yeah. And you want to do it in native Chinese, and it's so sick. So Synthesia, Synthesia. You gotta go ahead. You're gonna do that on the board on the Saturday. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like, why not? But learning all that AI stuff, like that's just keep on pushing the envelope, because like I got a good business head and sales head. It's like I can mix those things, remix them together to make these work.
Does that does that like industry or like concept like the AI like? Because I've seen things where like you can make someone almost say something completely different.
You can do the deep fakes, right? You can make it look like someone, you put someone's face on someone else.
Is that not concerning to you?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
People can like frame people. Yeah. But you know, the internet, it's like you can say anything. It's a fucked up situation where it's like, and it just becomes true, and everyone they run with newscape Steve and everything. Oh my god.
No, but you can tell, right? You can still tell. The novice can't tell, right? But if you put an expert there, you can tell, right? Yeah. Particularly with Steve.
Yeah, that's not possible.
You can't be protected from Steve.
Actually, we didn't switch up. What do you think about the future of crypto and all that?
I'm still bullish on crypto. I'm bullish. Obviously, it's way down right now. I mean, I took a hit. Everybody took a hit on crypto. So crypto divides into two different categories, if you will. There's store value, which is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, I don't care what the maxi say, Bitcoin is worth what somebody will pay for it. You know what the maximum number of Bitcoins out there are going to be, right? 21 million. That's it, right? And that's a good thing. But you've got to have people who want to own it and hold it in order for the price to go up. Yeah. And what happened when everybody was buying it, price went up. It's a store value. It's driven by supply and demand. I think it'll replace a lot of gold holders, people, who in the past have owned gold, and because no one owns physical gold. It's really just a digital transaction anyways, and Bitcoin's a better version of that than gold. Yeah. So I think Bitcoin's going to be okay, but where the price is going to go and when, it's just supply and demand.
I just understand where you wait.
But why? So Ethereum is driven by utility, right? A reason to use. Bitcoin maxis will tell you that there's a Lightning network, and you can do transfers, money transfers around, and that's true, right? But there's a site called cryptofees.info, right? And that tells you how much in transaction fees the network is actually generated, so you know how busy it is and whether people are paying gas fees for transactions. And you can see on Bitcoin, it's been going down, not up. Yeah. And on Ethereum, it's the same way, but there's millions of dollars worth of transactions that take place. The issue is, what drove the price of Ethereum up is people needed to buy for gas fees for NFTs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? And when everybody was just game over NFTs, and everybody was going nuts over, people were minting them, that used gas fees. People were buying them, that used gas fees. People were trading them, that used gas fees. And so that utility is what helped push Ethereum up. Right. Once, the number of NFT transactions started to fall, then there weren't any natural buyers. And then it was the same, play to earn, is not going to work the way it's structured right now. So you need something that's going to be an application. It's like if you think about the early days of the iPhone and mobile computers, and we really didn't know anything about apps, right? And it was just like, okay, what apps am I possibly going to use? Then all of a sudden, Instagram.
Social media.
Yeah, social media. Bam, right? And now all of a sudden, okay, everybody's going to download Instagram. Every kid's going to download Snapchat. Every kid's going to download TikTok now, right? Every kid's going to download even the YouTube app, right? And so that is utility. That forces people to use your iPhone, use the App Store, whatever.
That's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah. With Ethereum, it's the same type of thing. There's no app where you say, okay, we all got to use it.
Yeah.
That's what it means. It's not going to be like, okay, here's Instagram for Ethereum. Or here's
How does that happen?
somebody just has a smart idea.
Correct.
Like people got to
Right.
the whole time.
Right. And I'm an investor in OpenSea. It's been great, right? But, and then later on, I'm an investor in Axie Infinity Mavis, and I think they messed it up, right? And they kind of got hurt because they got hacked, so it's not fully fair. But, you've got to have a reason for people to buy the token, whether it's Ethereum or another one, other than just speculation. Sure. Because when the speculators leave, it's like Dogecoin. Dogecoin's fun, right? Dogecoin is kind of the starter drug for crypto. It's cheap, easy, cheap. It is, right? It's just like everything with Dogecoin. Well, you can buy stuff. Go to Mass.com. You can buy tickets. You can buy with Dogecoin. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. When people were buying and trading Dogecoin a lot, we were making thousands of dollars a week, 10,000 a week here and there, right? So it was real money for us. But at the same time, once people stop speculating on it, people lost kind of the vibe for it.
Right.
And
Novelty in it.
Yeah, and it's novelty, but like I got, back when it was under a penny, my 12 years, back then it was like 9. It was like, oh, we got to buy Dogecoin and rob them. But it was his way to start. Yeah, was that your kid? But yeah, he's not supposed to because he wasn't 18 or whatever, but I hope him up. I spent $11 or whatever.
He's into that Madden.
Yeah, now he set up, he took his PC that he has for school and he finds Ethereum on it. And he's like, well, I don't think that Ethereum 2.0 is going to happen. So I'm going to give him now he's 12. Wow. He's not a crypto wizard. He knows where the money is. Like,
That's crazy. These kids growing up like around crypto.
It's totally different.
Like for us, it's so new. For them, it's like that's just all. Is that influence for you though, or from?
And his friends too, but me and his friends. Like me, he sees me trying to make money and just being entrepreneurial, so he likes being entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
But crypto in general, you need a reason to buy the token.
Right.
And if it's just for speculation, it's going to go up and down. It's probably going to disappear at some point because 95% of the blockchains are going to go. There's just no reason for them to exist.
But overall, you think Ethereum, Bitcoin?
I think Ethereum and Bitcoin will survive. I just don't know what the price is going to be and when.
Right.
And I do think with Ethereum with smart contracts, like the reason I got excited about Ethereum, I went in and I just said, okay, what's all this buzz about an NFT, right? And so I went in and put in an NFT, and as I'm setting it up and getting ready to mint one little field said royalties. Right? Because when you mint an NFT and you set a royalty percentage, 5, 10, 20, whatever percent, and then it gets resold, you get paid a royalty.
Right.
There's nothing else in media that allows you to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Right? So you guys make money from selling the products, and I don't know if you do ads or whatever, but you're a platform. But if you wanted to sell, your podcast, you could, but there's just no way really to monetize it after that first sale.
Yeah.
And for most content, there's no way to monetize. Like, you've been in the YouTube game forever, and if it's downloaded or watched and shared, that's it.
Yeah. We actually dropped on, how long did we drop it? 6 months ago? Yeah, we did our full cinematic card. So we dropped an NFT too. Yeah. And that's soon we're working on like a new venture like we have Happy Dad. We're gonna launch like a new one and we're gonna make them partners.
Which venture? I wish so. So like with the Mavs, for the Mavs we did an NFT, but the first thing we asked when we minted an NFT is what's really our value proposition for us and for the consumer. For the Mavs, we wanted to reward people who came to games. And we wanted to reward them even more if they came to a game early. So what I didn't want to do was be in a position where I sold NFTs to somebody, and if the price went down, they were pissed at the Mavs.
Why did you want to get early? Sorry.
Oh, just because more vibe, more energy in the game. Like when you walk into an NBA game, you feel the energy. Right. That's why you go to the game instead of watching television. And so So we started creating these NFTs, and you go to masscollectibles.com, but we gave them for free. So you go to a Mavs game, get there before the end of the first quarter, scan in your ticket, boom. We'll set it up with Live Nation Ticketmaster, where we create a wallet for you, and that NFT is rated not long after the game. Then people trade them, buy them, sell them. Some people sell them from more than the price of the ticket. But the point being that I don't want to be in a game where I'm selling NFTs to try to make a quick buck, because when the prices go down like they are now, your brand is impacted. Right? They're thinking, yeah, I bought it, and got my happy dad NFT, but it will go up.
You could be a hero one day and then the next
Zero,
day,
Why do you think the whole NFT thing kind of slowed down? Why do you think?
Because once there wasn't enough money coming in, right? I mean, it's all speculation. There's like 90% speculation, 10% I just like I like to own this. Like having a Bored Ape, okay, there's still some cachet for it, whether or not you have it as your profile or not. But at least, hey, I get to say I Bored Ape, and so someone will pay some amount for it. I go like on OpenSea or Mutual or wherever, Rarible, and like I'll look every now and then. If there's something that just catches my eye, it's just cool. And I'll buy it. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars, but I'll spend $10, $20, $50 on an NFT if I think it's good. And if you want to check them out, I actually created a little company. I had somebody come in and code called lazy.com. So if you go to lazy.com, you can just attach your wallet to
Lazy.com.
Yeah, lazy.com.
Where you have to get that.
I had it close forever, right? I'm like, what's the one? What happened to the URL? What's lazy.com? It's called lazy.com. So if you have a wallet from like most of the major blockchains and it has NFTs in it, you just go to lazy.com. It takes 2 seconds to set up an account. You connect your wallets, and then if you want to see my NFTs, you go to lazy.com/MQ. And I just put it like in my Instagram profile or put it at the bottom of the emails. That way anybody can look at any of my NFTs. They're all set there. You can pin some to the top, little profile, all that kind of stuff. And it's free.
Yeah.
What are your favorite NFTs besides the
And the map besides the maps, just random stuff like sci-fi looking stuff. And some, just go and check it out. Like I pinned my favorites up there. I like my Mutant Ape, but even more than the high profile ones, it's more just the ones that I look at and go, that's talented, that's creative.
Can I switch up?
Yeah, of course.
What do you think in your entire life? What was your biggest success? Like your number one.
After my family, after my family.
Like in your words.
Probably going from being broke to selling my first company. Because, we were sleeping on the floor, eating mustard and ketchup sandwiches, going to bars and buying one beer so you can eat all the shit on the bar and all the fried mushrooms. You don't know. And I remember laying in bed hungover actually, and just having $15,000 in accounts receivable going, oh fuck, I might be able to make some money at this, and it might last. And then being in business 2 months, it's been 2 months, 3 months, 3 months, right? Just like where you guys start. You don't know what you know. And so that first one is always the hardest because it's just complete terror. But on the flip side, what was I going to do? How much worse could it be? It wasn't like I hated my life. I was having fun, living with my friends, but it's no fun when you don't have your own room, you don't have your own bathroom, you don't have your own closet.
Did you ever contemplate like not doing certain things back then? Were you like, I'm just gonna quit?
Yeah, I mean, many times. It's again, it wasn't easy, and I get one of my roommates at a job selling burglar bars door to door, and I mean, like, none of us had like cushy jobs, or we wouldn't have 5 roommates. But yeah, that first one, Micro Solutions, was the real deal. And then and I've told the story before, like we were 2 years in and we had $84,000 in the bank. And we did, just like a normal business, we would have, we would do our accounts payable, and then we put the accounts payable in the output back before everything was just automated. And then we just give it to, a girl who did part-time work for us and said, take it to the post office. No big deal, right? Well, I get a call from the bank. And, Texas banker, sir, we have this young lady that just went through the drive-through and she cashed these checks. I'm like, what? Yeah, and she whited out the payee and wrote her name over top of them. And I'm like, you didn't let her cash it? Well, of course we did. We're a bank, son. What do you think we do? 82 of the $84,000 that we had, gone. Right? Gone.
She robbed you.
Robbed us.
Damn.
Renee Hardy.
Yeah, I like it.
R-E-N-E.
You ever tracked her down?
Tried to. Couldn't.
Can't find her?
Couldn't find her.
She must have changed her name.
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Because I told this story and mentioned her name like on national TV.
Her name's for sure. She's fucking watching these smiling, probably. Like, you can't get me.
Yeah, it's just like, but anyways, yeah, so we had to go to all of our vendors and go, look, here's what happened. You believe in us, we believe in ourselves, and we'll figure it out. And we did.
What was the first sale of your company? What was the amount?
$6 million.
What was that like? Like that first?
It was
Did the money
insane.
just come right away, or was it like?
Yeah, no, it came right away. And so I gave $1 million to employees. I had a guy who I brought in, he got almost half, and then I had like $2 million left after taxes. And the first thing I did when I closed the deal and we got the checks, we went to this Italian restaurant, and back then it was one of these deals, kind of looked like this, but it had phones, right? You could plug into the wall. And I was so obliterated, right? I could barely see, barely talk. And all my guys are like, and I'm not into cars big time, and they're like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I wonder if American Airlines has lifetime passes. Because for me, the idea, like my goal always was to retire by the time I was 35. And when this happened, I was 30, just turned 30. And, so 20, whatever. And I was like, okay. So they plugged in one of those phones, and my guys were just laughing because I'm slurring. And I traveled so much, I knew the American Airlines phone number was like 1-800-433-6464, something like that. I bet you that's still a number. And they plugged it in, and I called. I said, do you guys sell lifetime passes? And they're like, yeah, let us connect you to the airpass department. And I'm like, thank you very much. They connected me, they sent me the paperwork, and I spent $125 grand of my $2 million. And I got a lifetime pass in American Airlines for me and anybody else to go anywhere we want, first class for the rest of our lives.
So you use that?
I gave it to a friend. My friend has it now because I have a plane. So that's
pretty sweet. How do your parents feel when you're 30 or 29 and you make $6 million?
They were freaked out because my dad did upholstery on cars, right? Mm-hmm. So if you had a ribbon with a seat like this, you take it to my dad to fix it. You wanted to turn your Eldorado into a convertible Eldorado. We would do that shit. My mom just did odd jobs.
Did they ever doubt you, your parents?
No.
Did anyone in your circle doubt you?
Oh, hell yes. Oh, hell yes. Like, what the fuck are you doing, you moron? You know? Yeah, I mean, it's not like... Yeah. Like, even if you talk to him now, he was did you think this was going to happen? What they typically say is he was either going to be really rich or really in jail. And so,
and what was the next sale after that?
The next sale, well, so I put my money with Goldman Sachs, and the guy there was a friend that worked there. And so I told him, I want you to invest this, because I'm 29, turned 30, and I want you to invest this like an old man. And so it's like, you sure? You got a lot of time? I'm like, no, I don't want to have to work again, and I've got to live like a student in order for this work, but I'm cool with that. I got my lifetime pass in American Airlines. And he would just start asking me these questions about technology, because, writing software and doing all this shit, I knew technology really well. And so as I would answer these questions, I would see these bankers making these announcements about the stocks for shit I was telling them. And the stocks would move like this and this, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, I told you got to be doing more. And so I started trading stocks based off of what I knew about the technology and crushed it. I was making like 80, 90, 100% a year. And then all of a sudden, he connected me with this guy who wanted to start a hedge fund, just using my trades. And we did that, and that lasted about 90 days before somebody bought it from me.
This is just because where you knew the direction technology was.
Yeah, I knew technology cold, and I was one of those geeks that, like I said earlier, I love reading all this shit, right? So, whether it was then or now, I just like to just read the manuals, read whatever, because when you know this shit, you have an edge. Because no one does the fucking work.
Yeah. What's like the biggest keys to position your company for a sale? Any tips on that?
Yeah, I mean, be profitable. I mean, now particularly when the market's down, profits matter more than anything. I think one of the things people get caught up in, particularly now, is raising money is the end-all be-all. Raising money is not an accomplishment, it's an obligation. Now you got a bank or an investor, are just like, okay, what are you going to do for me? If you can get by without raising money, all the better, because you still have complete control. So that's number one. And number two is people get all caught up on the top line. Like my sales went, and I was just as much victim to that as well. My first company, our sales went from a couple $100,000 to $1 million to 5 to 10 to 25 to 30, and I was like, $30 million company, yeah. But it really came down to profits. because you can always find something just to juice your sales, but what matters is gross margin dollars, because you got to be able to pay the